British manufacturing is booming. We're making more stuff than at any point in the last 10 years, including a real treat for fry-up fans. No traditional full English breakfast would be complete without black pudding. It's a kind of sausage, except that you make it with blood, typically from pigs. It's been eaten for centuries. Different cultures and regions have their own versions. Adding oatmeal, fat and seasoning to pig's blood, squeezing it into an intestine and then boiling it meant no part of the animal went to waste. It may not be to everyone's taste, but it's been hailed a superfood because it's full of iron and zinc. And they've been making it here, the Berry Black Pudding Company in Greater Manchester, for over 150 years. It's an award-winning family recipe which has been handed down through generations.
Back in 1973, my father was a pork butcher. He did just a bit of black pudding to use up, because pork butchers don't throw anything away. He found out about a competition out in France, sent off 2 black puddings in the post, and 2 weeks later he got a letter back saying he'd won the English part of the competition. And that's the start of the road of building a wholesale manufacturer rather than just a shop-based black pudding.
Black pudding comes in a horseshoe-shaped ring, a stick or pre-sliced. And it starts with a dry premix that's brought in from Spain, containing all the basic black pudding ingredients.
So this is the first part of the process of making black puddings. Here we have our premix that is blended off-site. In this, if I just pop it down, you can see we have all the ingredients that are pre-blended. So we've got dry blood in there, we've got flour, rusk, oatmeal, and we've also got our secret ingredients, which is our blended seasoning that makes Berry Black Pudding Company the black pudding it is.
Fresh blood isn't easy to come by, and the benefit of this premix is that it's already been heat-treated, killing any bacteria, meaning it can be stored for up to a year. The mix is sieved and added to an 800-litre water tank to be rehydrated.
From the top there, the dried products comes through the pipework, through a sieve, goes into the water. It is then recirculated, coming through the pipes here, going round to get a nice blended mix. It has a revolution of 4,500 revs that just whips stuff up, and it really forms a nice, even, consistent paste.
Now the last 3 ingredients can be added. Pre-cooked barley adds texture and flavour. Each bag of barley weighs 10 kilos.
So we put about, how many bags is it, Sam? 12 bags. 12 bags goes into this mix. And you see, 1 bag at a time goes into the mix, and then we close the lid down. We use the high shear again, and it mixes blends all the mix together. So we've got a nice even mix.
A high shear mixer has motorised blades which can cut and mix large amounts of liquids thoroughly in super quick time. Next, pieces of chunky fat add texture and juiciness. The fat has been diced and pre-cooked in an oven at 80 degrees.
That's now been emptied into the tray, and that can go into the mix. That's 2.5% of the mix. So we're very low on fat content, below 3%. We now start the rotation. We don't want to high shear it because it would absolutely just diminish it into nothing. It blends it around and through, so it spreads that 2.5% of fat through the product.
Then in goes the final ingredient, fresh diced onion.
So Chris is going to pump the mix out now. He's actually pumping it out. There you go, Chris.
Each tubbing or bin takes 200 kilos of black pudding mix. That's about 140 black puddings.
And this will fill, how many does it fill? 4 tow bins this fills. So now we've got the mix that's been pumped out into the hydraulic lift. Go on, Baz. So the full process, it just takes it up. This is about 150 kilos in weight, and it will pour it into the top automatically.
200 kilos of mixture are poured into the black pudding sausage-making machine. not yet cooked, the mix is then encased in a plastic sleeve.
So the mix that was put into the filler here comes down using gravity, comes through the metal detection, so we make sure we know metal in the product, comes down the pipe, is pushed through the pipe and comes through the clipping machine, and then it goes onto the rack with a tag showing the use-by date.
The liquid mix can now be cooked.
So here we've got the rack that's been filled with the sticks that have been off the clipper. This is a stick there. You've got the tag that shows you the use-by, and obviously you can use it with the mobile phone, so customers can put on the mobile phone the QR reader, and they can get recipes, take us to a website. You've got the product there with a good old Union Jack on it, and all the details. This goes all around the world. We export this to different parts of the world. What we do for the UK market is actually have one with no markers on. What happens with that, in our packing department, we store 45 tonnes of this, and we slice this each week, and we put 4 slices in a pack, and that goes onto the supermarket shelves in the UK. So both sticks cook the same, they're made the same, it's just a different sleeve. They go onto the rack, and the rack goes into the steamers here.
The premix inside the sleeves is still raw. As it cooks, the blood coagulates and binds together all the ingredients.
So the 3 guys here, they're going to push this. This weighs about 700 kilos in weight. Straight into the steam oven. That's the first one in. Again, another 700 kilos in weight, so we're cooking 1.4 tonnes of black puddings, and it's about an hour and 20 minute, an hour and a half cook. Final push. So they'll put the ramp up, close the oven, and we switch on over on the far side. And we're on.
The black puddings are steamed rather than baked at 91 degrees so they don't dry out. As well as the black pudding sticks, there's still an appetite for black pudding made using the traditional method just next door. But brace yourself, it's not a pretty sight.
The traditional method is a much messier process. It's made by tying up with a string on the natural casing.
There are about 20 puddings per string, as the runner, made from beef intestine, is one continuous length. The traditional mix has slightly more fat than the sticks.
Very labour orientated. We've got to string every single black pudding up. As you see Graham here, he's not too bad at doing it, he could do better. So he's linking, and then he links to a set size. And this process has been going on for hundreds of years. And that's what it called a string of black puddings that then goes in the tote bin ready for cooking.
Too awkwardly shaped for the steam oven, instead these puddings are simmered at around boiling point. After they're cooked, they'll be cut and separated.
So this is a tablet, and we control all our cooking and cooling on the tablet. You've got here the steamers, they've got the 2 racks that we put in earlier, and we have probes inside the oven so we know exactly what's going on. It's showing on here, it's been at a temperature for a certain amount of time on a preset timer. It's now just clicked off the timer, and it's given us the light so we can now open the oven, the product's cooked, and we can pull the products out.
The black pudding sticks are cooled with water. Once the traditionally made black puddings are cooked, they go into a blast chiller where the air is at -7 degrees. Within 30 minutes, they'll be below 5 degrees. The sticks are then ready to be prepped for the supermarket.
So as you see, the staff are moving the white sticks onto the table there. So we'll now remove the white plastic sleeve, and then you've got the black pudding that's ready for slicing.
There are 48 slices in each black pudding stick. Despite the clearly visible pig fat, the slices contain less than 3% fat.
So you've seen the sticks of black pudding cut on the slicer. The slices come round, they're stacked, quality checked, which is very, very important. And then they go into the packing, and we have a pack of 4 slices that go out.
As they're already cooked, it can be eaten straight from the packet, but many like to fry it first.
So today we've done 25,000 packs. This week we'll do about 120,000 packs. And over the year we will do something like 6 million packs. That on the tonnage is probably about 200 tonne of black pudding.
They can make sticks 10 times quicker than those puddings made using the traditional method. The puddings are sealed in packaging to keep it fresh. It's sent off to supermarkets all over the world, but it's still sold on the original market stall. A part of the British breakfast landscape that's here to stay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Coming up, a kettle made for camping, crafted by hand.
Still make it in the traditional way, and it comes with a whistle to let you know exactly when the kettle has boiled.